Alright, so what are we doing today? This is the two-stroke turbo channel if you haven't already figured it out. And this is my shop dog Stella, and she's got a new treat. You know what that is? That's a hip bone. You want your hip bone? Oh, you love your hip bone. That's a massive, massive bone. Good dogs deserve good treats. She's gonna chomp that all up. She'll be gone here in a few minutes, I'm sure. We'll let Stella do her thing, and we're going to work on a car. We got lots of them to work on. They're just all over the place. Specifically, this F-250 we're working on. It's a 1993 F-250 two-tone, kind of gold and brown. I featured it on my channel, a couple weeks ago, and the customer wants me to do some more work. So what did we do on this thing? Oh yeah, we got the new stereo system in there. We replaced these rubber pieces that seal the window and wipe as it goes down. They came out really, really good. We did something with the engine, but I can't remember. It does have a 460 gas engine. It's a real gas hog, but that's what they are. This truck's in really, really nice shape. We put in new headlights. Had to take the whole front of the truck apart to get new headlights in. They look fantastic. He's got the Michelin tires on there. They're brand new. He wants to restore his truck, and so be it. I'm here to help. So what do we got something going on here. It's kind of a kerfluffle. Headlight switch. The dash lights didn't work, so I put in a new headlight switch. You can see the dimmer right there is burned. It's this little wire thing that when you turn it, it makes the dash lights brighter or dimmer. And then he was like, "Can you fix the door hinge?" I said, "Well, I'll take a look." You can see I've got some tape marked on there. I've got the door hinge out. And this is where the problem starts, is sometimes things turn into a can of worms. The old door hinge is right here. It's had the pins replaced once before, and they're wiggly. The hinge is wore out. And also the check is wore out. This little rubber ball is supposed to contact this piece of tin, which has some rubber behind it right there, and that keeps the door from shutting on your knee. So I had to take the hinge out, and of course when you take the hinge out, the piece that's behind the hinge that has the threaded holes, that's this piece here, fell out. So that's inside here, inside the housing, or I should say the structure of the car, and it's supposed to be held in with this tab and this tab, and it fell right down, of course, inside the door. I was able to pull off the hood release and the trim, and I was able to fish it out, but to get it back in there is a major deal. You got to take the dash out, maybe. You'll have access there, maybe not. I decided just to cut a couple slits. I'm going to drill a hole or use my porting tool and cut a hole in the end and bend this piece down, and then I can tack weld it back up or seam seal it, just so that I can slide this back in there to receive the bolts for the hood hinge. Now the same thing is on this side of the hinge. You can see my bolts are still in there. I smartly left them in there, and hopefully that doesn't fall down inside the door, but this is going to be a real time sucker. But that's what it takes, and I don't see any other way to fix it. There's really no other way other than getting a magnet down in this hole, which would require taking the fender of the door off and fishing this piece back up and gluing it into position temporarily, or doing what I'm doing, which is actually cutting the door. It'll be covered by this molding, and I think the structure should be fine to support the door. If not, I will weld that up, grind it down, and give it a shot of paint. So that's what we're doing. This is a great old truck. It deserves some love. The driver's door, of course, gets used all the time, and there's just things you gotta beware of. There's booby traps. So this thing booby trapped me a little bit, but the customer's okay with it. You notice I taped up the fender and I taped up the inside of the door so that any movement or tools that go in there to help this job along don't scratch the paint. It's got pretty nice paint. It does have a dent in the back door. I didn't notice that before, but this is a pretty good old truck, and I think it's going to live on. All right. thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Just wanted to let you know what I was up to today. Fixing old Fords.